nets of shapes. So in this case here, overall, we want to be finding the surface area of solids. Now, understanding what a net is a nice way of looking how to find the surface area of a solid. So we've got three shapes below. Let's start off with A, and we recognize that that is a cube. Now, what other way can we describe that shape? We can also call it a square-based prism. Remember our last video, we looked at prisms. So with A, we can identify that this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. 1 and 6 are the top and bottom, 2 and 3 are the left and right sides, and 4 and 5 are the front and back. You may be familiar with this with like a dice, for instance. It has 6 sides, therefore there's 6 numbers on it. Now, what we can do is we can actually draw this as a net. So if we picture us unfolding this shape, so say for instance we get this side here and unfold it. So we're going to hinge it down here and basically break apart the top. Then we'll get a shape like this. So we start off with this box here. Now this is 1, this is the base. We unfurl it, and this is base. This is side 2 being unfurled. Okay. Now 5, which is the back, also gets unfurled. 5. The front face 4 gets unfurled. Side face 3 gets unfurled, and then we've got the top. Now the top is connected to the side 4, so we draw it like this. Now what we have here is something that's called a net. A net is a 2D representation of a solid, which is a 3D object. So this is called a net. Now with that, we're able to apply a certain technique, which is finding the surface area of the solids. So what you can do as a surface area is you just want to find the area of each one of these faces. Okay, so picture you're going to cover it in paint. How much paint would you use? We need to figure out how much surface area you're going to paint. So you can paint it looking at the solid at the top, or you can paint it by simply drawing a net and then finding the surface area by adding up all the areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those faces there. Now, hopefully that made sense. We're now going to find a net of this shape. Now the next shape is a rectangular prism, because its base is a rectangle and that's repeated throughout the shape. So let's draw this one. So let's start off with the base. We've got a rectangle like this. Okay. Then we unfurl the sides. Okay, now these are quite narrow, so it's going to look something like this. We unfurl the top, which is sort of narrow like this, unfurl the front, which is narrow like this, and then we are going to unfold the top. So it's going to be something like that. So this is a rectangular prism. Now we know that these sides are equal, these sides are equal, and then these, the height is equal. And that there is a rectangular prism. The last shape we will draw is called a triangular based prism. Let's start off with the base of the shape, which is a rectangle. Okay. Then we unfold the top, which is quite a large rectangle. We can see it's a rectangle because of that shape there. Then we unfold, and it's have to be the same dimensions here. Then we unfold this shape here, the side, and that doesn't look as long. So we might draw it like this, and it's another rectangle. and we're not sure the dimensions of this. Then we unfold the top, the back and front, which are both triangles. And we know that these triangles must be equal in height. All right, there we go. Some interesting properties of this. This here, all those sides must be equal. So what I mean by that is that this side here and this side here are equal, okay, as well as this side and this side, because they're all connected. So if we picture this folding back up. Another interesting property is that we've got that the length of this triangle here has to equal the length of that. So these must be equal too. Okay, so that's a tricky bit sometimes, is piecing together all of the shapes. Alright, this is our video on how to draw nets of shapes. We're going to move on with drawing some more nets of shapes, in this case pyramids.